He sold a bottle of whiskey to an alien stepmother. Now all three of her daughters call him husband. The rain had just started to fall over the trading outpost at the edge of the frontier. Jason Reed leaned on the counter of his small supply shop, staring at the rows of goods he'd managed to scrape together. Canned food, spare tools, fabric rolls, and his pride, a single bottle of Terran whiskey. Out here, a bottle like that was worth more than a chest of silver. The door creaked and a figure stepped in. She was tall, cloaked in travel-worn robes, and her eyes glowed faintly with an amber hue. Her skin shimmered with silver sheen, marking her as one of the Orlith, aliens known for their sharp tongues and proud bearing. She moved with grace, but Jason noticed the stiffness of someone carrying both duty and fatigue. "I heard," she said softly, her voice carrying an accent like singing glass, "that a human here sells spirits." Jason raised a brow. "You heard right. Only one bottle left, though, and it doesn't come cheap." She pulled back her hood. Her face was striking, framed by flowing black-silver hair, older than the usual wandering traders he saw, but beautiful in a mature, commanding way. "I am Valira," she said, "widow of House Sereth. My daughters and I, we have little, but tonight I would share a memory of my late husband." Jason hesitated. He could have charged triple, taken every coin she had, but something in her tone, the vulnerability beneath her pride, made him pause. "You don't look like you can afford whiskey." Her lips tightened. "I cannot, but I can trade. Cloth from Orlith looms. Work if you require. My hands are not idle." Jason leaned back, considering. He wasn't cruel, and truthfully, he was tired of drinking alone. He reached under the counter and set the bottle down with a dull clink. "Tell you what, we'll share it. No charge. One condition, you bring your daughters, too. I don't like drinking in silence." Valira blinked, clearly not used to generosity. After a pause, she inclined her head. "Then it shall be as you say, human." That night, his cabin filled with laughter he hadn't heard in years. Valira's three daughters were younger, but grown, each bearing the shimmering silver skin of their people. The eldest, Soraya, spoke with sharp wit, challenging Jason's every comment as though fencing with words. The second, Lyriel, was quieter, her curiosity shining in her eyes whenever she studied him. The youngest, Kaelin, laughed easily, teasing her sisters and daring Jason to match her boldness. The whiskey flowed in careful measures, and Jason told them tales of earth, of mountain storms and fields of wheat, of music and campfires. In return, they spoke of their world now lost, their noble house scattered by war. Valira herself drank slowly, her eyes softening as she watched her daughter smile. Once, Jason caught her gaze lingering on him, measuring, weighing. He felt a strange heat at the base of his neck. When the bottle was empty, Valira rose. "You gave us more than whiskey tonight. Human, you gave us belonging." She placed her hand over her heart, a gesture of respect among her kind. "We are in your debt." Jason shrugged it off, though inside something stirred. "It's just one bottle. Don't make it bigger than it is." But Valira only smiled faintly. Weeks passed. Jason thought they'd move on, but instead, the alien family remained nearby. They began helping him in quiet ways. Soraya kept the books in order, her sharp mind catching mistakes Jason didn't notice. Lyriel tended his garden, hands delicate but surprisingly skilled. Kaelin, wild and bold, joined him on supply runs, hauling goods and laughing when trouble came. And Valira, she cooked, mended, and filled his lonely cabin with a warmth he hadn't known since leaving Earth. She treated him not as a mere shopkeeper, but as a man worthy of respect. One evening, Soraya stayed behind after helping Jason close the shop. She crossed her arms, silver eyes flashing. Do you know what you've done, human? You sold my mother whiskey, and in return, you tied yourself to us. Jason blinked. Tied myself? To our people. Such sharing of spirits is not casual. It is symbolic. It means you accepted us into your hearth, into your life. Her voice softened, almost reluctantly. Among us, it is the first step toward union. Jason's jaw dropped. You're telling me by sharing a drink, I married your mother? Soraya smirked. Not only her, the daughters of a widow are bound to her vow as well. Where she goes, we go. Where she chooses, we follow. The realization hit like a hammer. He hadn't just welcomed them for a drink. He'd accepted a whole family. Jason tried to argue with Valira that night. I didn't know your customs. I never meant. Valira silenced him with a look regal and unyielding. Intentions matter less than actions. My daughters already see you as theirs. And she hesitated, then touched his cheek with surprising tenderness. I do not oppose it. You have treated us with kindness no one else dared. Jason felt his chest tighten. He could have refused. He could have sent them away. But when Soraya's sharp wit softened into respect, when Lyriel's shy eyes lingered on him with quiet hope, when Kaelin laughed and called him hers in jest, and when Valira herself leaned against her with weary trust, he realized he didn't want them gone. Loneliness had been his only companion for years. Now he had a family, strange, alien, and overwhelming, but real. The months that followed were a blur of learning. Soraya challenged him in every decision, yet her sharpness turned into admiration when he held his ground. Perhaps, she admitted one night, you're not as foolish as most humans. Lyriel brought him herbs from alien soil, learned to blend them with earth crops, her quiet voice confessing, I only want to make this place more like home for all of us. Kaelin dragged him into adventures, laughing as they outran bandits or bartered at markets. She'd slap him on the back and declare, Husband of mine, you're stronger than you look. And Valira, she became his anchor. Their nights together grew longer, her guarded heart slowly unfolding. She spoke of her late husband, then of her fears, and finally of her hopes. In her arms, Jason felt not only desire, but peace. Word spread across the frontier. The human who sold a bottle of whiskey now had 4 alien women calling him husband. Men envied him, women whispered, and travelers shook their heads at the strangeness of it all. Jason himself only smiled. Let them talk. His cabin was never silent now. His table was always full, and his heart, once heavy with solitude, beat in rhythm with 4 others. One stormy night, as thunder rolled across the sky, Valira spoke while the daughters slept. She traced a scar on Jason's hand with gentle fingers. You gave us whiskey, she murmured, but you gave us more than that. You gave us a place to belong, a man to follow. And though our customs bound us at first, now I choose it freely. Jason kissed her hand. Then I guess I'll never regret opening that bottle. From the other room, Kaelin's voice rang out, teasing. Don't start without us, husband. Lyriel's softer tone followed. Let him rest. He worked all day. Soraya added dryly. If you keep shouting, none of us will sleep. Valira chuckled, leaning against him. This is your life now, Jason Reed. Husband of 4. Do you regret it?